Welcome to Champagne Sunday. I'm Lauren.
Hey, I'm Bonnie.
I'm Beth.
And we're going to talk about life
After divorce.
And living
The best life.
and the life you love.
Yes, living the life you love on that other side.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome. Yes, you're right. You will.
Okay, ladies, tonight we are talking about what to do when you're in a holidays. Just do the sleigh bells jiggling, ring, tingle, tingling too.
I'm not even joining.
So we all know that the holidays, especially Christmas, and any like winter holiday, I think that involves gift giving and decorating and whatnot.
And
There's a lot to do.
Times
Yes.
100.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot to do at your own home. There's a lot to do at other people's homes. There's parties and engagements and seeing people you haven't seen in a while. And how do you just navigate all that and do it?
Especially as a single person, if you don't have somebody to go with you.
No backup.
Or if you're dating, all of those things.
Mhm.
Yep. So, well, all right. So, ladies, we haven't met in a while.
Yes, that's true.
And we actually have 3 episodes from this past year that are still coming out, hopefully, in these next couple of weeks. But
We've been in a holiday since July 4th.
Very, very busy. Very busy season.
one of us may have overcommitted some.
I did. It was me. One of us is me, Lauren. I did. I had way too many shows this semester, so.
Yes. Well, but taking a break, I don't think that taking a break from anything is necessarily a bad thing. I think it gave us some time to kind of step back and sort of look and evaluate where we wanted our podcast to go.
Sometimes you have to do it just to get the things done you need to do to live your life.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, I agree.
That's true.
Yeah. So we'll have these 3 episodes and then we'll have a season 2. We're going to begin season 2 beginning in January. We'll start with the New Year's something, I'm sure, right?
That. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Clink, clink.
I think we should start with a new year of don't make any more resolutions. Just kidding. I think we
Well,
already-
okay. How about no more resolutions, but definitely reflections.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's not this episode, right?
That'll be that.
So and I do want to give a shout out to my daughter-in-law, Monica, who designed our new logo for us.
Yay.
It's cute.
Yeah, so we have a Christmas one sort of for this particular episode, and then we'll go back to our normal colors for the next.
Willow just cheered.
Yeah.
We all clapped.
Just the cat just
we all
cheered.
clapped. And Willow said, meow.
So good job, Willow. Thank you. So, all right. So where do we begin?
Well, I think so. Once you hit, Halloween through Christmas every year is like a mad just rush of things because you decorate for one and then you decorate for the next and you decorate for Christmas.
Does anybody decorate for Thanksgiving?
No, I usually leave
Yeah.
just my like pumpkins out from.
Well, see, I used to try that, and I really, for the past couple of years, I didn't even get pumpkins for Halloween this year.
We had a pact on that one.
Yeah, we did not. Way to go. Because, for that money, I knew I was hosting Thanksgiving, and I just did not want to spend that money.
Well, I used
Good.
to decorate. I have Thanksgiving dishes and different things like that because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I love getting up.
And you like
Don't
cook.
say anything. I love getting up at the crack of dawn and having my turkey all prepped and in the oven by like 6:30 a.m. I love having the smell of all the stuff cooking all day.
See, Lauren and I are just
I
glad
love
to see how the other half lives.
No, yeah, I don't. My Thanksgiving tradition is to get up, and I do have one. I get up, I put my my pecan pie in, and then I watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day
Yes,
Parade.
I have to watch the
while
While
my
the
pie
cake.
bakes, and then I go to my dad's house.
Yeah.
And then now my sister hosts my mom's side Thanksgiving, like the day after Thanksgiving. So I don't host ever. It's lovely. I love it.
Well, I used to host and I used to have all the people that, like, you know how people do, like, this year we go here and next year we go here. And so all the people, I had a collection of people that didn't have anywhere to go and they would just show up my house between this time and this time and all the food would be out. The priest came, like I had everybody come and it was so great. And then I got a divorce and we redid how we do holidays. And I have to say, in the 5, almost 6 years that I've been in Decatur, I've had surgeries 2 of the years on Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving.
Oh, bless you.
But I mean, it was great. This year I had surgery, and my kids went to my brother's, and they brought me food, and it was great because I woke up and I had food, and it was lovely. But I'm going to get back on my Thanksgiving traditions, But and I haven't even decorated for Christmas because I've been convalescing. Which
if you
really
didn't get
good
that,
at.
she did have a surgery again this year.
Really
well, that's
terrible.
so. Thanksgiving, mine has changed. I'm sure I talked about this last year when my grandmother lived to 105, and when my husband and I, when we were married, we decided that we would always do Easter at his parents' house and do Thanksgiving at my grandmother's house because it was always on or around her birthday.
Mm.
So, from the time she was 90 something, we're like, it could be the last year. And we did that for like 10 years.
This could be
the last year.
We did it for 12.
Yeah, we did it for 12. We did it for a very long time. And so once she did pass at 105, that completely changed. I was divorced. My grandmother was gone. What I did for 50 years or whatever, 40 something, however it was, when she passed. And so it was a huge change on what we did. And so we do get together with my parents. But this year we had the absolute blessing in that my sister and her husband are not going to be able to come home for Christmas because they live overseas. And with his job, he has to stay for Christmas. So the people that work under him can go home. So we did Thanksmas, where we spent the night at my mom and dad's house. My children, my son and his wife came home, and my other son was here. And my daughter came home from college, and then my sister and her children and their whatever came home, and we all spent the night at my parents' house and got up and did stockings. And like it was Christmas morning, and and played a Christmas game, one of those Christmas murder mystery games. My mother had us all get a costume. Like we all costumes, which you think sounds really cheesy, and we all thought it was going to be awful, and we had the best time. I've not laughed like that in ages.
Yeah,
it was a completely non-traditional Thanksgiving. And you know what we had for Thanksgiving dinner? Soup.
Nice.
I mean, because we weren't going to cook. We was just really, Mom's like, I'm doing what's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because in the end, it wasn't about the food. It was about being together, having that time together, because we all recognize that as the kids get older, the fewer times we're going to have with every one of us in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
My sister's business has it's a food business. It's like,
it's a carry-out, like she does pre-made meals.
So for Thanksgiving and stuff, her business makes all the Thanksgiving foods, but it's our family recipes. Mm-hmm. So we've gotten spoiled because we don't have to cook them because we can just get them from her business. It's great.
Nice.
But this year we went down there. I mean, it was fine. Like, I don't think Thanksgiving food is anybody's favorite food. It is your favorite. That's so funny.
Okay. Dressing.
But she said
dressing. I don't like turkey, but I
But she said, so Taylor was like, how about next year? Because it's at her house now. She was like, how about next year we just like forego the Thanksgiving food and let's make like something we all actually really like to eat, like steaks or something. But I don't know. Thanksgiving is not my favorite holiday, but I love that time that I get to spend with my family.
Well, speaking of the food, growing up, I guess, way back when the dinosaurs roamed.
Give me a break.
You could eat off leftovers. Do y'all have memories of eating leftovers from Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I got it down to that I could cook, and we would have maybe enough for one other meal, maybe a sandwich thing, and then I made turkey tetrazzini. That was really great, and it didn't seem like you were eating Thanksgiving all the time.
Yeah.
But
my mom, when do you want me to do it since I'm a professional?
Sorry, we're opening another bottle, and I'm struggling with the cork. But wasn't it harder than normal? It's like cork really did not want to come out. Sorry.
My mom lived in Delaware for a while, and they do bobbies. Do you know what I'm talking about? These sandwiches called bobbies. And that you put it on a roll, like make a sandwich, like a Thanksgiving sandwich. And it's cranberry sauce and stuffing and turkey. Like you put it on a roll, so it's like a sandwich.
I had that, but I didn't know that's what it was called. Okay.
So I don't know. We got hooked on those for a few years, but anyway.
That sounds
But-
well, I think sometimes you can struggle to find your new normal after divorce and making holidays special and having
Well,
joy
and-
and decorating.
Well, and I think that
But
it's
it's
not
up to-
even just divorce. So as an empty nest person or as a person whose children have moved on and have homes of their own.
Or as someone who is trying to do the traditional things I've done with a new partner.
Yes, yeah.
That's been interesting.
Do I get the 1,200 boxes out of the attic for Christmas, or do I get 2? Do I go all out, or do I do the minimum? I mean, it's just I'm navigating the kid who's now married and they have their own home, and I have and my daughter in college and all of this, and it's just what is it supposed to? It's changing, and it's not even just being divorced. Because the truth is the landscape of our lives changes as our children grow and our lives change and new people come in and out.
Yeah. I mean, my boyfriend and I live together. And so I got stockings. I mean, and traditionally my stockings have said like mommy, daddy, and son's name. And I was like, well, this is kind of weird. I can't be like mommy and son's name and boyfriend's name. That feels weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it used to be your name.
So we got like separate name stockings, so I did that. And then, I mean, and we've been together for a while, but I was decorating, and he's seen my house decorated for Christmas every year that I've known him. But the last 2 years, he's been like intimately there and watched me do it. And I'm like, I'm not going to ask you for help unless I need it. But one night I was out decorating, and he was like, hey, come up, can you be done so we can like hang out? And I was like, I gotta get these lights up. And he's like, give them to me, I'll do it.
We're gonna be judged.
I
said,
do you not like it that I make our home beautiful? Do you not want that? He was like, no, you do a beautiful job. I love you. I love that you do a beautiful job. Can you just be done for tonight so we can go in? So he goes, give me the lights. I can hang up faster than you. And he went around the porch, put the icicle lights up, and went back inside. And I was like, oh, that was super helpful. Then I got up the next day and realized that like none of them were even. So I went back and just like hung them up. But I was like, this is why we do it by myself. Like, this is why I need to do it.
Or he just needs a lesson. He needs to train him how to do some of those things.
No, I really only need him to get the Christmas tree down. And he did that for me. But no.
Well, so do you have a fig tree then?
Yeah, because I'm allergic to things. So I have to have a fig tree.
So sorry you're in my house because I have a real tree. But I don't
No, it's not good for reaction right now.
I don't want to have to store it.
I have a real tree too, but it's a little short and stout.
Don't mind his
Fine.
tree. So mine came in about 18 inches shorter than it was supposed to. My son is 6'3", and I have a picture of him holding the top of it, and is a good 6 inches shorter than him. So I'm like, it's just a funny, but it's nice and plump. It's a nice little round.
That's very sweet.
Yeah,
I noticed it's a little bit rotund.
It is rotund.
Yes.
It is. It is a healthy, squatty tree.
But it's fun to like. I get a lot of joy out of like, and I can't. I'm not very high maintenance really at all in most ways. And we were talking about it one night, and I was like, look, I'm not picky about things, boyfriend. And I said, but I am about this. I am about the way my house is decorated for Christmas. So can you just let me be picky about that? He's like, yes, it's fine. Like, just.
Okay, and I think,
But I am going to be picky about this. Then, like, the night, when the signs go out and stuff, because our neighborhood is judged, you, like, look for it, because it's like a little Christmas present if you get something.
It's like, look, I made it.
It's just a fun. It's not like anything weird or competitive. It's not that. It's just like a happy.
Oh no, there are some people who are competitive.
No, some people are competitive.
Yeah.
It's just like a little added happy if like you get a like, oh, you did a good job, just I don't know. It's like the final Christmas decoration. That's what it feels like. So anyway, but other than that, like the inside of the house is not decorated yet, but I have had 1 million things to do, like holiday related or not,
So
job related holiday stuff from church and school, like wild.
Well, and I didn't. You don't have lights on your tree. I did not put any special ornaments on my tree. I truly put the ornaments that we brought downstairs to put outside. So we decorated with some ornaments outside this year. And I thought, I'm going minimalist. I'm not going to worry about getting all the rest of them down. I don't have to do stockings at Christmas because we did those for Thanksgiving, so I didn't. So and I've asked my kids, I said, we need to put all of this back up in the attic. So there's only going to be like 2 boxes left for us to have to put this stuff up that we've got out. And so, and I was like, that's kind of nice, which made me think I've got all of these things in the attic to decorate for Christmas that I'm not interested in decorating for Christmas anymore, which means this summer I need to take the time to get all of that out, sort through it. What do I want to keep? What do I want to give away? And I need to get it out of my house.
Yeah, get it out. Like that's part of so I was telling them after this is a brief transition because we'll talk about this later, but I'm about to have a year of I don't do anything but my jobs, like nothing but my jobs and the social things that I can do with people. Like I don't want to do anything, commit to any other big project.
Which is a step up from last year when it was I give 3 yeses.
Yeah. So it's literally there are no yeses unless it's something I've discussed with.
No, I think there are no yeses.
Yes,
there's
no yeses. So I'm just not, and I need it. I did.
No.
But because I feel guilty, but I need to do that for a year, and I know that I need to do that. It's going to be a healthy choice for me. But in that, part of what I'm going to do is like sift through, because I've done a great job, and we've talked about this ad nauseum of sifting through our lives and getting rid of things we didn't need. But like now I need to get down to the nitty gritty and go, okay, now let's really get this room where it needs to be. Like
that's what I need to do.
What's its purpose?
That's my thing for the New Year's to really get my house.
Like let me clean my baseboards. Yeah. Like that kind of stuff.
That's going a little too far.
No,
okay,
I started that today.
No.
I started that today.
I am not there. I am not there to the baseboards, but I do want to clean out.
Yeah.
I started in my closet again this week.
Good.
Well, only because, my daughter has a dog, has a puppy. And so I've been on puppy duty. And so I was like, well, she's not time to go to bed yet. So I kept her in my room with toys and started going through my closet because she's a lot nicer if I'm not messing with her. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I ended up going through my closet and I got some cleaned out. You can't tell. But I did at least pull out, I think, 3 or 4 bags worth of stuff. So that's good. But anyway, once again, that is a thing for the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So bringing us back to Christmas, when I was getting divorced, one of my big concerns, which seems just a tiny bit ridiculous now, but I guess it's really not, was that I was not going to have access to a truck to get a real tree.
But that's one of those things that you have to disconnect. I mean, when you're used to something, we talked about this in uncoupling, when you're used to having a person or a person with a truck, or a person that can do this, or a person that lifts weights, and you don't have to lift everything down from the attic. When you're used to doing that as a woman, and you're used to leaning on that, it's when you don't have it, you're like, wait, you have to figure out.
Yeah, it's a problem to be solved.
Yeah, you have to figure out how to solve that.
Yeah. So luckily one of the high school sororities at the high school down the street, actually, just one of the things they do is they sell Christmas greenery. So I'm like, perfect. But I realized this year that I've got 2 more years and then I'm not going to know anybody who has a kid in that sorority.
Well, that's not true. I'll know people.
Okay.
That's
so
right.
it's because that's like, but I thought
I'm coming in, ladies.
But
here I go.
And they deliver. I order and it just shows up on my porch.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, that was a ridiculous, stressful thing to worry about.
See,
there's
always a solution.
Yeah.
Women are smart.
Yeah.
We can always come up and solve a problem. That's not even a problem.
I
don't know. Making a problem and it doesn't have.
My college students serve as, and now I pay them all, but my college students are my nannies, my mannies, my hang this on the side if my boyfriend can't be there to help because it's during the day. Because he works, obviously. So, like, if I need to do something during the day, he can't do that. So,
oh, hey, I have another single woman prop completely aside. My tree is leaning. When y'all leave my house, there's a tree out front that's leaning towards my house. It's not a huge tree, but I'm like, do I get an arborist?
No.
Like, what do I do?
No, you get a strap. I'll show you how to do
it. No, I'm not doing it.
Is it the maple?
No, you're. Hello, miss. I just had surgery. You will not be doing it.
I just got cleared from.
Yeah, no.
Is it the maple?
I will show.
Whatever this
I
one
will
is.
show Alex how to do it. He's big. I'm sorry.
Between my house and the house not on your side.
Oh. I don't know what's
So
happening.
anyway, but
I'll look.
it's leaning, and I'm like, okay, it had to have just happened because the branches are all leaning too. Because you can tell if it's been a while because the branches will grow up.
Because last night there was a storm.
Yeah,
Or not
it was.
before last.
It was. I think that's when it happened.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's because the
Might
ground,
go
but I was like,
the ground.
But my first thought was, oh, we'll just chop it down, and then I went, that's not very good of me. I don't need to just chop a tree down. I need.
But
to
we
think
all
about
do
how
have
we save it.
tree trauma. The
Yeah, I
tree
do have
trauma.
tree trauma.
Everyone got tree trauma.
Yeah, we all have. Yes, we do have tree trauma, and that's the first thing I did was like, what will that take out? But it could actually.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, and I did as a completely ridiculous person go push on it.
That's a workout.
I just gotta put this back. This,
that tree is so huge.
just need to scoot this back where it goes.
It did not move on my gentle pushing whatsoever. But I want to say, as my single woman, this I went, what do I do?
Well,
I call my dad, who's like not an arborist.
you don't need no.
I got my kid to go out, and he goes, "Yeah, Mom, it is leaning."
It's have a strap. I'll show you.
Okay, well, that's anyway. So I've got to figure that out. But I was like, that is one I have not encountered yet. As a homeowner and a single woman, this is something I would have depended on my husband to take care of. Just go figure that outside thing out.
I will tell you. So I'm used to calling people because no matter what relationship I've been in, I'm usually the one who's more comfortable talking on the phone, almost always. So I tend to call the
whoever.
who, what, when, where, whys, and all that. But the other morning, I'm also not used to being with somebody who can fix things. This is not related to Christmas, except the fixing things. All right, let's do that.
Or I mean, you have a window fixed to be able.
Yeah, I had my cat broke a window. My cat got the zoomies and punched his hind legs through a window that shattered.
Was it an original window?
Oh, probably upstairs. Yeah. So
She'd saved the glass. I could have already.
no, I mean it went all over the room. So anyway, he broke the glass. And so we got a piece of, it was like a day before the Christmas decorations were supposed to be outside. I was freaking out because I was like, I can't have like a cardboard in my window for Christmas. So we got a piece of plexiglass, actually is quite fine.
Wasn't that your idea to do plexiglass? Who decided to do that?
Yeah, he fixed it with cardboard, and then I got some plexiglass, but then he made it happen.
I just think that was a brilliant idea.
No, thank you. It was a good idea.
Yes.
And he's taped it up with whatever weatherproof stuff. But then like the next morning, the fridge starts leaking. So I wake up to like water in the floor, and he's already like, hey, something's wrong with the freezer. I'm turning the water off to it. And I was like, you know how to do that? And he's like, yeah. I said, okay. And I said, so the freezer's leaking. Like we can't get ice. Do I need to call somebody? And he was like, no, Lauren, I do HVAC. I will fix this weekend. I was like, you can do what? Like, what? You know how to do that?
Hey, I'm defrosting the mudroom fridge right now because it got stuck open and grew one entire huge
Chunk of ice.
like whole drawer full of ice. I was like, oh geez. So yeah. And I accidentally took the
It's
front
funny.
door off.
You need to have a whole thing on things you learn how to do.
Yes. Or things you realize aren't really that big a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So getting back to the holidays, what is there? So this holiday, I am not dating anyone, and I've had things to go to. And I'll be honest, I have avoided going to a couple of things because I don't have someone. I'm sorry, Miss, you had surgery. You couldn't go with me.
That's true.
So I have avoided going to a few things because my usual standby BFF was not available. And my other BFF had surgery today, actually.
Yeah.
And Lauren, you are always covered up with your theater things. So I have avoided going to some things because I did not have
I didn't go to gala.
person to go with.
I didn't go to gala not because I didn't have somebody I could take, because we could have gone to gala together.
Absolutely.
But I didn't have time. I didn't have time. Like there was literally no time. And then the day of, I was like, oh, Scala, oops.
Yeah.
Whoops,
And I wasn't going to go without other people.
I went into the table settings.
And
that committee. And that's it.
We
But
should-
well, I was
we
on
should
the
make
art
that a
committee.
girls' night.
We really should.
that would be fun.
That would be fun. So
We
I
Definitely
have-
get a table with 10 girls.
Just
I have
tables. That'd
avoided
be
at
fun.
least 2 events because I did not have a person to go with. And my problem really with that is that I'm not interested in dating. Like I don't really want to have to deal with a male person right this minute. And I think that's my damage talking.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Do that.
Yeah, I know that I will. But I'm really enjoying being with girlfriends and just
Yeah.
being in my house and
But
being with my kids.
Once
But
you get to that,
but still having that I don't want to go places without somebody else is a little
Okay, that's a little,
uncomfortable.
but that's a little better than me. I would like to go places, but I'm in a phase in my childhood where I don't want to get dressed up. And I don't want to fix my hair. And I don't
Are you stomping your foot because you have to get your dress on and you have to dress nice and all that? Like that?
Well, no, it's not that. It's like, I'm very comfortable in my little uniform that I wear, yoga pants and a black hoodie and a black t-shirt. And I will
Beth,
bounce out of that
that's kind of where
phase.
that's kind of where I am. It's not. I don't mind getting dressed up. It's just like I think part of it is I've gotten in my happy little home life, and I wear the same things to work that I wear to home life because I teach movement related things.
Mhm.
So we're
Oh,
always doing physical stuff. So,
Right.
but my boyfriend doesn't like to go. I mean, he likes to go and do, but like to a certain extent.
Right.
So I get what y'all are saying too. Like, but it's not. I don't feel like I miss that because if he doesn't want to go to something, I'm like,
well, but
who wants to
but
go
he's
with
not.
me?
He's not your social butterfly either.
No.
So when you have something social you really want to go to, you have your gay boyfriend
I do.
and you have your girlfriends.
Yeah, I just go do
Those
it
things.
if
Yeah.
I want to do that. Like,
Well, I usually have more fun. This is going to sound terrible because I haven't dated anybody in like 3+ years. But I have more fun when there's no expectation of I have to look good in a dress. I have to impress
A happy
somebody, or I
ending.
have to,
no,
yeah,
but
a
listen,
happy ending or anything like that. But because I'm with my girlfriends, I
Yeah.
usually have more fun with my girlfriends because it's more of a low key. Even if we're dressed up,
or
it's more of a low.
Well, you don't feel
expectation.
judged. You
Not
don't feel
even-
like you're having a big
not even just girlfriends. Like, think about how much fun we have at Diniana Blanc.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
And we almost go as a group every
We
time.
did.
There's like a
We really
group
should
of like,
start doing
there's
pre-party
a,
and going.
there's a group of like 6 to 8 of us that rotate out a table or two.
And we're different
But that's
ages
because-
and different
And
places.
but it's so fun.
But it's so much fun.
To have that little block of people. So it's not necessarily about like it. So if you're holidaying in single mode or in between mode or whatever, don't feel like you have to take a partner to something. Just take buddies. Like you can have as much.
go by yourself. So
Or-
there's one
yeah.
event that I know if I had actually gotten out the door and gone by myself, I would have known people there. I would have enjoyed their company.
What was
I'd have
it?
had a great time. It was a couple friend was having a wine party that they have
Oh,
every
yeah.
year.
So
And I was actually really looking forward to going because I haven't gone in the past few years because
I cracked out on that one.
yeah, because I had friends, because my family, that's when they play with their family. And I really wanted to go but when it came time, I was going to have to go by myself. And I know if I'd been able to make myself get out the door and get through their door, I would have been great. And I would
Mhm.
have plenty of people to talk about and plenty to socialize with and do it. But I just didn't do it. But if you do that, I know I'd have been great. I know I'd have seen people. I know that as a single person walking by myself, I
Yeah.
would have been fine. I would have had a good time
Yeah.
because I'd have still seen tons of people that I know and love and enjoy spending time with. And so even if you don't have somebody, a girlfriend to go with, just go.
But we
Yeah.
weren't we at the hard loft that night?
But
There
also,
are things I
like,
chose to do.
flip side, it's also totally fine to not want to do that.
Yes.
To not want to go. Like,
Well,
it's
I think if you put so much pressure on yourself to be that, like I have to go to this and I have to go to that, or you let your fear of missing out
yeah.
like overtake you, then I felt like on those occasions I haven't had as much fun because
Yeah.
my heart wasn't in it.
No,
Like
'cause-
if I would go and it's low key with girlfriends,
And
Just up to
also, it's harder to do the things you think you're supposed to do than it is to do the things you actually want to do.
Mhm.
And keeping up with the Joneses isn't worth it.
Well, and right.
They're not happy either.
Actually, that
the poor Joe.
The Joneses.
sad little.
They're so unhappy.
But around the holidays, there are so many more things that are available to do. You're required to do. There's so many, it's like all of our social lives are packed into these, couple of November, December.
Yeah.
But actually, not
It's
even
like 3
no,
weeks.
it's like 6
It's
weeks.
like-
It's like the time 5 weeks from the time that Thanksgiving happens until New Year's Eve. There are probably 10 things that anybody can go to during the week for
There's
do.
something I could have done every day.
exactly.
And I have a lot of, because I work at a church and at a school, I have a lot of job work in the month of December. And on this last Sunday, I woke up and my boyfriend was like, "Where you going?" I was like, "I got to go to work. I'm going to go to Birmingham today for this thing. And then it's over. It's the last thing." And he said, "That's what you said last week."
Well, okay. So what would you suggest to those who don't have a ton of things to do? Because there are people who've moved to new places, or if you're newly divorced and your friends chose sides, or you're just
Yeah.
comfortable getting out there because now you're a divorced person getting out. Like, what do you suggest that these people? What could you do in lieu of all of this to make yourself not feel quite so lonely?
Okay, I'm gonna take a step away from what we've been talking about and say, go to church. Like
That will get you in the Christmas.
it will get you in the Christmas mode. I work at a church and we have an Advent lessons and carols every year, and we partner with a church in Birmingham, and we went to go do it. And the priest there said that like the idea of a blue Christmas, that holding space. I know that's holding space for people who are grieving at Christmas time or feeling down at Christmas time is like something that we're starting to do. And he was talking about how the original Christmas was probably the first blue Christmas or like Advent.
Yeah.
Advent is the original blue Christmas because you're waiting on this thing to happen that's not here yet. And I was like, man, that's good. That's good stuff.
That is good.
But yeah, go to church. Like that, people are kind and lovely, and especially if you don't know anyone, that can be a really inviting place. If you
Well, and I think we've talked about, if you're looking for a church, if you're looking for a denomination, this is the most excellent time to shop at churches
yeah,
because everybody's visiting everywhere.
and we're going through the rituals. Like this is our most,
yeah.
other than Easter, it's the most ritualistic time
Yes.
of year. Like where at least at my church, like the color on the altar changes every week, and it feels very like
It was
precious.
It was pink last week.
Pink was last week because it was Gaudete.
That's the third. Yeah.
Yes.
The third.
Well, because although you're Episcopal and I'm Catholic,
Yeah.
it's the same color.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah.
But yeah, like
That's a
I don't
good
that
idea.
that can kind of like start to give you a community or give you like a little bit.
Well, and while you're there,
direction.
and while you're there, you can pick up the information about
Yeah.
if they have like your age classes to go
services,
to,
yeah.
or child services, or
Yeah.
are there Bible studies, or are there anything else you might be interested in?
And that group of people are typically inviting. I mean, like they're going to want to like. So that would be my recommendation. And then also just like looking at what the local events are, either on Facebook or
Local events.
like there's I'm in
the
community
Princess
theater. Yeah.
has a lot of stuff. Community theater has a lot of stuff.
And just the community college, if you're near one, will have concerts and like all kinds of things to go
Well,
to.
even the restaurant / bars are having special people in to sing
Right,
or
to
play
sing.
guitar or do whatever. I mean, with specialty cocktails, and depending on which way you go. I also think that if you only have one or two friends, but you want to invite them over for a pajama party, I went to a dinner with three. Yeah, always. I went to a dinner with 3 friends last week. They wore pajamas. I wore my elf costume, you know.
There you go.
And we ate and had a good time and just gabbed. And they were going to teach me Mahjong,
Woohoo!
which I do believe is a new cult.
It's not.
What is my sister's friend is playing it in Tuscaloosa.
And apparently it's very addictive and you can't get away from it. Like you want to do it all the time.
91 women that signed up here in town and were playing.
So am I
I don't have
do
time
have
for
to
that.
order a kit?
I'll show you mine, and you can.
Okay.
Yes, apparently it's the
But you
new
don't-
bridge. It's the new bridge. It's the new bunko. It's the new thing.
New everything, and
It's the
it's
new
fun.
everything. But it's
the new old. Mahjong's been around forever.
yeah, and it's
thank
more
you.
intellectual than some of the other things. Like there's a lot more strategy and a lot more thinking process.
But
that
you
goes
don't
into
have
it.
to do that. You can just count your tiles.
Yeah, but
if
then
you
you
want
won't win anything.
I directed
But
a
you
play
don't
one
win
time.
anything anyway.
That's true.
I directed a play one time where it said, and they played Mahjong by the sea. So that's all I could
What
about
play
it.
was that?
I would love to.
Private Wars.
I would love to go play Mahjong by the sea.
Mahjong.
Yeah, you'd like to go play mahjong every day.
I would play Mahjong right now.
About time. So funny. All right. So, are there any? So, I know that one tradition that I have. So, I'm bringing us back to Christmas. So, my ex-husband, who we all know has passed, has one of his things that he always did for our kids was to cook biscuits and ham, do country ham and stuff like that in the mornings. And I try and do that for them on Christmas and on Easter, just sort of as this is what your dad always did for y'all, just sort of as kind of a nod to him and make it feel like it's still part of their old Christmas together.
Mhm.
But my situation is very different in that I don't have another half and they're not dealing with another person and I'm not having to make things different than my ex-husband is making them. I am now trying to pull his things into mine.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's good. I think that's great for your kids. I was always the one that set up the tradition. So
yeah.
we do a brunch for Christmas. I might do sweet rolls or whatever so that we can all get hopped up on sugar while we open up presents and stuff. But then we do food
Mhm.
later.
So this is my tradition is typically like I go to my father's house on Christmas Eve during the day, and then I do my late service for 10 years now because I've been the choir director for 10 years.
Good for
Wow.
you.
But I go to the late service, and then the next morning I wake up, Christmas morning happens, and then I sleep, or I'll have a mimosa and relax all day. And then on the 26th, I go to my mom's house. But this year, I've been with my boyfriend. For
Your
3
partner.
years, 3 years,
Partner.
partner, boyfriend. And so we're going to his parents' house on Christmas Day, and I'm like, that's great. I love that, but I don't get to sleep.
Okay, now this is also, is it, I mean, all right, so let's take a complete segue.
Okay.
So you and your partner have been together for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And does your partner's family know your son?
No. So we've been like very just specific about that. Like my son didn't even know, he knew who my partner was. Like he has known him, but he didn't know who he was to me for a long time.
As
And-
your significant person.
We did that purposefully for a while. I do too. I am glad that
I think that bringing people in and out of your kids' lives is very confusing.
We need to bookmark
and-
this and talk
Yeah.
about this
Yeah.
extensively.
But so his parents have been asking to meet my son, and we're just like, okay, let's just like make sure it's the right time, and so they're gonna meet him this Christmas Eve, and
I think
That's
No.
kind of a big step, but that just kind of solidifies that you believe that this relationship is your
and
relationship.
also that it's fine to take, and like honestly, I don't know that I would have known how to take it any faster, if that makes any sense.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Does
well,
that make
something.
sense?
Well,
Like-
I can't imagine springing a significant other on your kids, like
No.
to just show up and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
here's this person that I'm in love with," and have you go,
Yeah.
seriously, I just heard about this person. Like I would
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
would make it very difficult to accept them into their lives. But if you kind of slowly bring them in and just little by little by little,
We just kind of have done what felt right, and
right,
that I
and
think
especially for your kid,
yeah, I think it has felt right for both of us. But I mean, I don't know why, and I know this about me. As little as my son is, I mean, he's 10. He's not teeny, but he's 10. I wouldn't want him to have a rotating door of people, like
No.
until I knew it was going to be,
Perfect.
something. So
Well, they need to feel that safety.
yeah,
You are their safe
Yeah.
place.
safe place. So I've never dated anybody while I had a child. This is a
Well,
First
you want
thing.
you want to vet your person
Yeah.
for a year or two
Yeah.
before you can
yeah.
you say this is it. So, well,
I said for Christmas, even though I'm the bah humbug this year, I think you just do what feels good for you. I mean, you don't have to bow to the social pressures of making every party or giving 1,000 gifts to people you barely know, or I mean, like this year, I'm probably not even doing Christmas cards. I did Christmas cards every year of my life, but I just.
Well, even if it was just me, I would still decorate for Christmas. I would still do something because it makes me happy to see the lights on the tree.
Yeah. What makes you
I
happy?
put lights on my tree.
It makes me happy to have
I like doing it by
the
myself.
tree.
I put on music. Yeah, my little thing.
It makes me happy to
Makes
do
me
it.
very happy.
Or like I like it when my son helps.
Yeah.
If he wants to. That's fun. But
well, so my daughter asked me this year, I said, will you put the lights on the tree? And she said, sure, but will you like how I do it? I said, I'll be honest, this year I really don't care. Just get them on there and that'll be fine.
Well, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. All right, so y'all have any parting Christmas wishes or anything as we wrap it up?
Well, I kind of would like a vacation and $1 million if anybody wants to send me that for Christmas.
We'll make sure that Santa Claus gets this.
Yeah. I'm going to second that.
I would like to go live in Italy this summer for the whole darn summer. I want to go to Mass at every Italian, which would be, what are there, 1 million Italian Catholic churches? I want to go to every single one. I just want to go and
figure out how to spend that into professional development. So you don't have to leave.
I don't think I can make that as far as an instructional technology coach. I don't think I can spend that. Oh, all right. Well, I'm so glad to see y'all ladies again tonight.
Good to see y'all.
Good to see y'all
Good to be back on.
Yeah. All right. So we'll
see what we can come up with.
We're going to come up with some amazing things, and we're going to have more guests this next season and sort of branch out into the single lady life.
Okay.
So, all right.
Sounds good.
Well, ladies, you're going to live the life that you love over the holiday season.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank y'all for joining us for Champagne Sunday.
See you next week, girls.
See you next week. Yeah, cheers.
Have a good week.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.